So is the ACC a better conference right now than the Big 12?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's such a complicated question to answer because if you're going by, like I mentioned a moment ago, like, sheer football, like brand power, which is, we all hate it, but that is the best currency that there is in college athletics. Probably not the way that it should be, but it's the way that it is. And to some extent, that's the way college athletics always have been. If that's the currency, then yeah, obviously the ACC definitely has that in spades over the Big 12. I mean, obviously we know about Florida State. You look at, Clemson this year has drawn a lot of hype preseason about being a potential national championship contender. Miami just signed the #1 recruit for the class of 2026. They definitely win the brand battle in spades. The argument, I think, for a long time, if you were going to be more on the Big 12 side of things, was like, well, yeah, okay, but how much does that mean when you're openly fighting 4 lawsuits in a couple different states, and you've got one of your schools is literally in a public board meeting that's being streamed, just saying that they're going to leave you, they're going to ditch you, like get your house in order. It's always been the stability thing with the ACC, and they have some more now in the short term, but they also kind of just like signed up for their own death almost in 2030. So if you're going to factor that in, now we're having a completely different discussion here. As far as the money goes, my thing on the money was like, I'm not really that surprised that they're, at $3 to $5 million ahead, basically in average payout right now per team than where the Big 12's at. But that's going to change so much because they've got the brand initiative and the success initiative coming in now. So like, I know the Ross Dellinger reports, I think, were like the teams at the bottom could be losing up to like $7 million per year off of that payout. So my take on that was like, okay, well, if we're going to compare money and if the ACC really wants to beat its chest about money, what's probably going to happen is that Florida State, Clemson, Miami, I guess maybe this year, North Carolina with Bill Belichick viewers, if he makes it to game 1, we'll see. But, they're going to line their pockets a little bit more because of the brand initiative, the success initiative. And then you're going to have like 3 or 4 schools that are doing much better than everybody in the Big 12 and the rest of the ACC. But 80 to 90% of the ACC is going to be at or below Big 12 levels in terms of payout. So it's really just a bunch of teams that are in the same boat minus a couple really big brands that are still there in the ACC and that are the cause of the instability. So I don't know. I don't get too hung up on the money part. Like if you ask me, if you really, hey, gun to my head, you got to give an answer, forget all this nuance. You want to talk for 20 minutes, just give me an answer. Which one's the better conference? Like, I think the football brand power speaks for itself with the ACC right now. It's just how long is that conference going to still exist and be a thing? And right now, the Big 12's game has kind of just been one of like survival, man. Just hang around, wait for other stuff to blow up, collect everybody else, and keep on moving.